Hello, founders. Welcome to another pitch deck critique and review. I'm here at Startups.com. We are live every Tuesday. We do pitch decks. Today, I'm flying solo. Don't have the venerable Will Schroeder, CEO and founder of Startups.com, with me. So I'm going to be blasting through some pitch decks. We're going to start with Q-Hub, find competition anytime, anywhere. And I'm just going to shoot straight right away. So the first thing is your sub headline, find competition anytime, anywhere. You are talking to the customer in this. You do not want to do that. Do not talk to the customer. You want to talk to the investor. The investor does not care that he can find competition anytime, anywhere. He or she or they, whatever. So you want to say something that is a tagline of the industry, what your startup does. It's an app to help competitive pool players find matches or local clubs or find the best pool halls. If you want, you can also put a purpose statement. This is something that I'm seeing more of. You can put a purpose statement, but your purpose statement better clearly put in front of the investor. This is what you should expect. So if your purpose is to unite pool players to tournaments and pool halls everywhere, then you can say that, but change the tagline and figure out how to go from there. So that's your cover slide. Next, you've got this slide, insider. I don't know what that means. Billiard player from Austin, promoter, instructor, community leader, founder, Manny Martinez. Okay, that means nothing to me unless you've won a Nobel Prize or you're rich and famous or you have exited a startup that I've heard of. Don't start with who you are. You should start with the problem slide. This needs to go to a team slide because, great, pool player from Austin means nothing. And right away, I'm warning everybody, what you do is you kind of show you're a bit of an amateur. You're not really serious in talking to investors the way they're used to being talked to. And again, if you're rich and famous, yeah, your first slide should be who you are. But a lot of founders I find, and I'm not saying this is the case here, Manny, I'm not saying it's with you, but I've seen founders that really have a very inflated view of how dazzled they think that they'll be, dazzling to investors, and it doesn't work. So we're going to get rid of this slide. Okay, problem. Players ready for a change. So right away, that says nothing to me. Players, what players, right? I'm going to assume pool players because you have that there, but players ready for change. This is based on your opinion alone and means nothing to the investor. And let me just clarify for everybody here. I am talking to you as an investor. I will be the advisor and I'll bounce back and forth. But I'm telling you right from the investor, I'm not trying to be mean to you from Startups.com as your advisor, chief strategy officer. What do I know? I've only raised $100 million for my startups, other people's startups, as well as startup funds. And I've been funded 7 times. And that isn't on my total portfolio of startups. And I've exited 2 times. So I know a few things. And plus, we send out hundreds of emails every day on behalf of founders. And we see the interactions. And I have conversations with investors. They contact me. So I'm speaking to you from an investor standpoint. I'm putting you in the mind of the investor. And you'd rather bomb with me. And I appreciate all the courage that you have out there to send us your pitch deck. Please continue to do so, especially if you're part of Startups.com. But you'd rather bomb with me and you'd rather hear it from me where I rip the Band-Aid off because I'm going to work with you on the solution. I'm going to point out the problem, but I'll never tell you a problem that I'm not willing to be a part of the solution. So that's what we're here for. You'd rather bomb with me than just completely miss your shot with the investor. On top of which, this is a screener introductory deck where you send that to an investor and you're not over their shoulder saying, no, this is what I really meant, giving them the narrative. They have to be able to read it like they've never read anything else before. So going back to this, I know this is about pool. Players ready for a change. What change, right? Leagues are constrictive. That's your opinion. I have no idea how leagues are constrictive. Tournaments, low prizes. What's a low prize? Is it $100? You may think a low prize is $1 million. I'm like, that's not a problem, right? No central organization. So what you want to do is go through our pitch deck course, and I need to see some of these details. Let me explain, everybody. This is going to be the world's fastest way for you to tell the investor what your problem is, okay? So first you're going to start off who has the problem. Then you're going to start off with the size of the problem, the scope, and the severity. And you can mix these up. So who has the problem? Pool players. Great. At least I know that. So put that in there, pool players. Professional pool players, maybe you want to identify. Then size, how many pool players have this problem? Or is it pool halls that have this problem? Okay, I'm thinking it's pool players. And then scope, what exactly is the problem and why does it exist? So you want to say why. And then I want to know the cost of the problem if they don't solve the problem. So let's say something like 10 million pool players in the United States don't know where to play in pool tournaments because there's no central organization, leaving a $200 billion opportunity behind. I'm making total numbers up. Now, that's what the investor can say. Okay, who's got the problem? Pool players. How many are there? There's tens of millions of them. And it's all old-fashioned antiquated technology. There's no central organization. Therefore, it's a $200 billion opportunity. These 10 million pool players would be spending $200 billion if they knew where to play pool. You see how I just put that together? Let me just come up with another super easy one. Size, scope, and severity. I could say there are 20 million people who use this antiquated solution and overspend by $10 billion a year because nothing has been updated. You're still using pen and paper, you see? Or one company controls the supply and demand. That's as simple as it is. So everybody, size, who, size, scope, severity. That's all you have to do. Just lock in your mind. Say it with me, everybody. Size, scope, severity, who. Size, scope, severity, who. Right? It sounds better than who, size, scope, severity. Just repeat it and chant in your mind. Because every time I look at a pitch deck, if I'm building a pitch deck and I'm building my problem slide, literally those words echo through my mind. On top of which, when I'm reading, I look for, I said, who has a problem? Is there size, scope, severity in this problem statement? That's what I do. All right. If that doesn't create any pucker factor where you all want to go back and work on your problem slides again, I don't know what will. I've laid it out very clearly. Solution. Okay. There's no solution statement here. The solution is competition, more competition, less competition, promote local, like verification community. So this is just throwing a whole bunch of stuff on the wall and it's no cohesive statement. So if I said the problem is there are 10 million pool players in the United States that don't know where to play tournament pool because there's no central organization or communication, leaving a $200 billion opportunity for pool halls on the table. Then you say, we have an app that communicates with all the pool players and tells them where to play pool. Simple, straightforward. So the problem statement and a solution statement need to match. Next, USP. I don't need to see this. Your USP, your unique selling proposition or your unique value proposition should be baked in through all the rest of your pitch deck. So you've got key features. Active users map enables users to find competition locally. Peer-to-peer ranking, user-generated events. Here's what I'm going to do, founder. I'm going to connect you. And this is what I do at Startups.com. Don't say I don't do nice things for you. Entertain, because you remember, I'm going to connect you with the founder who's been able to generate over 7 figures of revenue, connecting people to play volleyball in a city. One city, and now he's expanding, and he's got this on lock. So I'm going to make that connection for you. And like I said, that's what I do as an advisor. So key features, I'm probably going to move these to how it works and traction MVP, but let's keep going. Revenue model, $20 a month per user subscription. This is great. Like, it's just straightforward. We charge $20 a month per user subscription. We're going to charge $35 a month and $25 for instant play. If you're going to improve this at all, explain the margins. For example, if you got $35 lessons, I know you're going to be paying a teacher. So how much money do you make out of that $35, right? Market size, 300K combined users, a TAM, 46.8 billion or $1 million a year. So first of all, everybody, if you are trying to raise VC, venture capital, from a professional investor, your TAM better have a B or a T behind it. Don't go talk to them if your TAM does not have a B or a T. This one has an M, not even $100 million. So now immediately, and I'm not saying here, Manny, I believe your name, I'm not saying that you're not going to go talk to investors. I'm saying don't go talk to the wrong investors. This is going to be built for the mom and pop shop, angel, friends, family, non-VC investors, more like mainline traditional Main Street investors, right? Now, you have not given me any math. You're saying that 300K combined users, if they paid you for your app, that's what a TAM is, they paid you to use your app, you'd be making $46.8 million a year. That possibly could be, but I don't see any math. So learn how to do a TAM, SAM analysis. Okay, I'm going to write all these names, these words down. So first, you want to figure out what is the difference between a top-down, penmanship, and then a bottom-up. You want to be doing a bottom-up analysis, and your TAM is the number of users, so 300K. So 300K times whatever you're charging as far as your revenue, that's your TAM. So learn how to do TAM, SAM. That information is all over the place. It's on my YouTube channel. We explain this all the time. It is important that you understand how to analyze it and you give a thoughtful explanation to your investors because investors want to know how big your TAM is going to be. Status, currently looking to fund MVP. So this is your ask slide with a cost of $40,000, team and officer ready to build. This is more like traction slide, I guess. Currently selling lifetime memberships at $100. So how many memberships? This is actually pretty good, right? You don't need to put, I need funding. That goes on your ask slide, all right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this. Let me get my pen and color, make sure that you all can see this. We're going to put this on your ask slide, okay? So this goes on your ask slide. Here, this is going to go on your traction slide with the status of the product and then traction here as well. The fact that you're selling $100 memberships, I want to know how many, but that's actually really good. That's a good sign, everyone. I don't see a lot of pitch decks come in at this stage that are pre-selling. Founders out there, sell, 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 sell. Okay, that's what you need to do. If you got comments in the chat, we're going to have those answered for you. And you do have to follow proper channels to get your pitch deck. I'm sorry. I get like hundreds of messages a day. So I really try to respond, but I'm just flooded across all the socials and Slack. So you got to follow the proper channels for Startups.com, please, okay? And we'll make sure we get that up for you. Okay, so then now we got the connect. So we're missing a lot of slides here. So let me just put it out there. So Manny, I got to send you back to Startups.com, our course, and my videos. I need a problem, solution slide, market, how it works, business model, go to market strategy, competition, team, traction, ask. Those are your 10 basic slides that you have to get there. So hopefully this feedback has been helpful. But the best thing is you've been selling memberships and you are a pool player. So that was the team slide in terms of your pool player. So you have domain expertise, but it's just not in a format that investors need to see. And why? Why not, Ed? I get this all the time. Ed, why can't I just do my own format? Because I'm a unique snowflake in the sea of all the ugliness and the non-differentiation. Because investors make decisions based on pattern recognition. They've got cognitive biases. You may think this is dumb, okay? But when I pitch an investor, I wear a hoodie. I wear a hoodie with a logo on it. And people go, Ed, but you never wear hoodies. Actually, truth. I wear hoodies all the time. But I wear a black shirt. Okay, everyone, here's a little tip. I wear black shirt, the same black shirt, because I don't want the cognitive friction every morning to figure out what I want to wear. So I wear the same black shirt so I don't have to think about it, and then I could just record. I get like dust on it and all these things. But when I pitch an investor, I wear a hoodie. This mic, this all set up, everything is designed to send the signal for people to think, wow, Ed's a serious YouTuber. Same thing with investors. They need to know, wow, Ed is a founder's founder, because in the back of their mind somewhere, they saw Mark Zuckerberg wear a hoodie for the first, I don't know how many years. They see all the founders in Y Combinator pictures pitching, wearing hoodies. I wear a hoodie. So that's why I try and put my pitch decks using what we normally refer to as a Sequoia method. That's where I developed my method from. Look it up, Sequoia method, biggest game in town, one of the most prolific. They kind of standardize this pitch deck, problem, solution, market. They've got a little variance on it. I do it because that's what investors are used to seeing. And as soon as they see something different, that cognitive friction starts to happen and they go, oh, wait a second, something's not right here. One of these things is not like the other. And now you may say, but Ed, I'm so impressed and my deck's gonna be amazing. If it works, great, but it works very seldom. Right? I've seen pitch decks not follow anything and still raise tons of money. Don't do it. Don't take that chance unless you know you got a surefire winner and you are figuring it out and you're crushing it all over the place. All right, so there it is. If you're out there and you're listening to this and you need your pitch deck critiqued and reviewed, leave a comment on the YouTubes. Remember, if you're in Startups.com, you just have to contact us. We'll get you in the queue. All right? You know, Jen, she's my executive operations. Talk to any of the advisors. Say, how do I get this done? They will make sure they get in the queue. But if you're out there, we do pitch deck reviews, and I do them all the time. You don't have to be a member because we want to be a resource out there for you. Leave a comment. Why? Because I need you in your comment to say, this is what I'm building, and we're going to run you through a little bit of process to qualify you for a pitch deck review, because we need all the reviews to be helpful to everyone, especially if we're doing them for free. Okay, so what it comes down to, and we want to make it available. We want to make this as accessible as possible. So leave a comment. Look forward to it. Thanks for hanging out in this pitch deck critique and review. I'll see you in the next one.